What's going on, everybody? So I do a lot of hydraulic clutch conversions now, and I've had a few people ask me how to do that, and it's really not terribly involved. I'm going to show you a few steps on how you can do it with just kind of some basic tools that most of you guys probably have in the garage. So when you pull the side transmission cover, this one, just imagine this is a stock one, it's a Harley one, but it is still cable clutch. So you'll pull this off. On the inside, you'll have your slinger assembly. So you need to pull this out. You're going to remove a little C-clip. You're going to remove your throw-out bearing assembly. And then if you've got a press, or maybe you've just got, which I'm going to show you here, a hammer and a large socket, you're going to press the slinger off of the rod. So the little clip you kind of have to be careful with. Sometimes it is a little bit of a pain. And I've got a couple picks out here. It's a lot easier. Sometimes I do this in my vise, so I don't have to hold it and try to do it at the same time. Because it really can be a pain in the butt sometimes, because you kind of need to press on both sides of that clip, unless you use maybe like a little wrench or something. But as you can see, that little clip now can come off. Set it to the side, be careful, do not lose that clip. This is your throw-out bearing assembly there. So sit that to the side. I like to keep orientation, just that's the way it's been installed for X amount of years. And then you've got your slinger still on the rod. So the way you can do it, I've got, this is an axle nut socket, 34 millimeter, or something along those lines. You want it to where it'll go on the outside of that outer diameter on that rod and just sit on the slinger assembly itself. After you remove the slinger assembly, if you're doing hydraulic clutch conversion, if you're doing hydraulic clutch, you don't have to use that slinger assembly anymore. So just kind of give the rod a few taps. And again, normally I would be using a press, but I'm trying to show you guys kind of how you can do it at home. So now you're left with just the rod with no slinger. You're going to put your throw-out bearing assembly back on and the clip. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Alright, so the clip is back on. Not sure if you can see that. So that right there, that's done. So I use HHI's clutch cover, their hydraulic clutch cover. This is brand new in the package, it's not been opened yet. Just kind of show you guys. It does come with a new side door gasket. This one is a 6-speed. If you're using a 5-speed, everything's pretty much the same, just going to be a little bit different cover, different gasket. Let's see if I can get this unwrapped here. And I'll show you where that rides on the inside of the transmission. I'm also going to make another video kind of talking about that throw-out bearing, because it can cause you a lot of problems if it goes out. So it comes with a bleeder screw, banjo bolt, washers, and all of your bolts to install the cover. So right there, that is your smooth HHI chrome hydraulic clutch cover. Banjo bolt fitting in the bottom, bleeder screw in the top. With some exhaust systems, that is definitely not the easiest to access, but that is where it is. And on the inside, that slave, it sits right there and rides on that and on the push rod that goes through your clutch assembly. But that's it. I mean, you most of the time you'll have to do a clutch adjustment, which is not that difficult. If you got questions on how to do that, I can also show you that. But on the clutch cover side, to go hydraulic clutch, that right there is what it entails. The HHI clutch, I've really had no problems out of them. I used the Performance Machine one time as well, just for different styling. Didn't have any issues out of that. I've heard of guys saying they've had problems with spacing on a couple of other ones, but I have luckily, fingers crossed, not ran into that. So if you have any questions, hit me up. But that is how you're going to do a hydraulic clutch conversion on your cable clutch bike. Obviously, you're going to have to get a master cylinder. You're going to have to run your hydraulic line from this to your master cylinder. You're going to have to bleed it for it to function correctly. But for the most part, this and your master cylinder are going to be your two biggest things for the conversion. Thank you.